Howdy, everyone. It's your boy editing Schnorple here. With my cat. Don't mind him in the background. He's gonna be making noise. Just don't listen to him. It's kind of shitty. For a video of this magnitude, I guess. But while we were making this, I was the only one recording up to Master of Puppets because Hear Me just completely forgot to record until then. And I don't have his audio from then. I didn't record that. So it just doesn't exist in an audio format, and I don't really know what else to do. So here is what we ranked: Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets. I think we still talk about Master Puppets, but here it is anyways. But yeah, sorry we fucked up royally. Anyways, yeah, enjoy.
And personally, I think Master Puppets as a whole album is irrefutable proof that James Hetfield is an absolute fucking animal when it comes to downpicking and just playing as a whole. It would take nothing less of a roided up fucking silverback gorilla to do what he did on that fucking guitar, dude. His precision is just crazy.
Yeah, no.
It's nuts.
I'm not gonna really fight back and forth with you on this, just because I'm gonna gush over this album too. So I need to keep safe. I just realized too, I wasn't recording, so
Oh my god.
I just started recording, so yeah, that's gonna be fun for you editing, you know. All right, Master Puppets. This is my favorite album. All right, that Metallica's ever made, and it's one of those albums when I was first getting into metal that like I just stuck my teeth in, and it's probably the most influence Metallica's ever had for me, because when I was first getting into Metallica, right, there's not Metallica, when I was first getting into metal, right, there was like probably 5 bands I'd say that like I really just listened to, and that would be Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Metallica. I can't think of the others, but if I, off the top of my head, but I
In sync.
You're funny. But this album I do remember listening over and over again, and I wasn't even that much of an album guy. I used to really never listen to music, so it really did grab my life for a while, so it has a lot of personal meaning. So Barry is just kick ass. I love that like Spanish guitar intro. It just Master of Puppets, top 5 song for me. It's great.
Classic.
There's not much that can be said about it. I mean, there are people that don't like metal who like Master of Puppets, so like
everyone likes Master of Puppets. That shit's good as fuck.
It's really good.
My 90-year-old grandma really likes Master of Puppets, so you know.
Welcome Home, I think, is a underrated one in the Metallica fan base. At least, all the first 5 aren't really underrated, but just on this album, I tend to see it be the least talked about, and I don't know, I think it's really good. It's
the least talked about. Do you like stalk Metallica forums or something?
No, I just, I do go like on forums, and just when in conversations I have with
you lurk
people,
r/Metallica.
No, you could kill me before that. You just know, like, in conversations, I just never hear people talk about this song, and it's I just think it's a really good one,
Yeah, it's a banger.
I skipped the thing that should not be, which is really sad. My handwriting's not great, because this
thing that should not be is so good.
This is my this is such a good, and it's I don't think it's the best off the album, but it's my favorite off the album, I guess is the best way to put it. I love this song so much. It's in my top 5. There's just they do everything so well.
It's so nice.
Such a fun one. Disposable Heroes is a really good one, and
it confuses my brain.
I think the lyrics honestly here are pretty good. The bridge, and it goes right into the solo. It's beautiful.
I love the solo.
Leopard Messiah is like large. The drums, like, I don't dislike the guitar. I'm not trying to say that, but the drums are what really makes that track. You take the drums out or change the drums with another metal drum, I don't think it sounds as good, because the riff is just kind of there to accompany with the drums. The drums, to me, is what makes Leopard Messiah so just good. I
Yeah,
really
dude,
like this song.
I have an individual note here that says Leper Messiah is fat as fuck.
Yeah,
It's just so good.
it's really good, and it's one of those songs that like I first got hooked to, that and the thing that should not be, and it's got a special place for me. Orion, the second best instrumental that he's ever
Banger.
made. It's a banger. There's nothing more to say. Damage Inc. And here's where this might be a hot take. I don't really like Damage Inc. I think it
To
has
be
a cool
honest,
intro.
I forgot about it already.
It has a nice solo, but this is the only thing. I would not consider Master of Puppets a 10 out of 10 album, even though I love it so much, just because it has Damage Inc. I think you take Damage Inc. out, and this is probably one of the best albums like ever. But
Yeah,
it's just
if you take that one out, it might compete with Injustice for All.
oh, okay, you're hitting a little at something. So my top three songs, right, are Master of Puppets, The Thing That Should Not Be, and Leopard Messiah. But this was like one of the hardest ones because I genuinely love like all these songs, and other than Master Puppets, any of these probably could be changed out. I think you're crazy to not think it's the best song off the album. Like, it might not be your favorite, but I think there's just no objections to it being like the best. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the most well written, and it,
Yeah,
you also have to take into popularity and all that. Like, I don't
this
know.
is it's really good.
It's really good. All right. Whoa.
All right, now we got Injustice for All, which I'm giving a very comfortable A tier.
A tier. Okay.
Let's get the elephant out of the room right now. There's no bass. However, I think as long as you're not listening to it in Richard's car, it is a very nice sounding album still. I think it still holds up even without bass.
Can I just say it does sound nice in my car if you do two things: you turn it up really loud,
You turn
or
it
it's
off.
quiet. It's only those. You can't have in that like middle range, right? Because it just the trebles just a little too high. I think that's what's the problem. Which I have pretty low treble, which just I think shows it is poorly mixed still.
Yeah,
but
it's not well mixed, but I think it still
um,
sounds good
but there are
through my headphones.
there are times that, at least in my car though, you have to. I don't know if you've been in the car when I turned it up really loud. I think it sounds fine when it's really loud. It's just
I don't know. I can only hear like it's painful. It hurts.
but it's that middle section where it's like, oh, it doesn't. And I know this personally. It's really one, and there's a couple other, but there's some like Blackened sounds really good in my car, at least to me.
Blackened would sound good through like a broken speaker that's underwater. Like that song is just good
But
objectively.
yeah,
It's just the I'm sure you know the intro is reversed.
yeah.
But I think it sounds better reversed than it does like normal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
I just think it sounds cool both ways. I really don't have.
it
Any
sounds
problem
cool
with
both ways, but I think the reverse one something about it I think is just more American.
it.
And it makes me a little more hyped.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like both of them.
Yeah, I'm a huge Injustice for All fan. I think if there was bass, it would be a legitimately perfect album.
Yeah.
Like one of humanity's greatest, but the lack of bass really does kind of hold it down. But, it still holds one of, I think, the greatest songs ever created. Just one. Shocker. I fucking love that song so much.
Yeah.
I think the solo for Shortest Straw is a lot of fun. Like it's goofy, but it's just it's
Shortest
fun.
straw, shortest
Straw has been pulled for you.
Yeah. Wait.
And in my notes, I don't exactly know what I'm talking about, but I wrote that part in Frayed Ends of Sanity right before the solo. Apparently, I really liked it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah. So what was? Sorry, I only heard two of the songs. I heard one in the Shortest Straw. What was the third song?
No, so my three here, I've got one To Live Is to Die and Harvester of
Oh,
Sorrow.
to live. I didn't hear that one. Yeah, that's a good. That's their. That's the instrumental, right?
Yeah, it is a fucking journey.
It is a good one. It's most instrumentals I don't like being 9 minutes, but that one, it works.
It works so well.
You don't get bored in it. At least I don't.
I didn't, dude. I wanted it to keep going indefinitely.
Yeah. So
Mostly because at that point I hadn't heard Saint Anger, and I was just dreading that.
yeah, yeah. So all right, here we go with And Justice for All for me. All right. I would put And Justice for All, solid A, above Kill 'Em All. I agree with you completely that this album could be Metallica's best if it wasn't just for the bass. Um, it honestly has some of my favorite songwriting, and like, I don't know if I told you this before, but Hetfield's writing on this is the biggest example to me that like he knew how to write shit, and
Hmm.
it's not always like wonderful. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the best lyrics I've ever heard, but like he had a very poetic and like it's just I think it's the best written when it comes to lyrics. Metallica album. I don't think any album comes close when it comes to
Personally,
lyrics.
I fall under the belief that you shouldn't come to Metallica for the lyrics.
Oh no, I
You,
don't
you
think
come
so either.
to Metallica for just about everything else.
I don't come to most bands for lyrics. I really don't care, but just to me, like they're really good lyrics, and I do think it's a standout of the album. At least for me, it is.
Hmm.
Um, but also I'm I do vocals and that, so like that stuff. That's what catches my
Yeah,
ears first most of the
I
time.
that does make sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure you aren't scoping out guitar parts, so
No, I'm not. I'm not
that does
scoping.
make yeah.
To me, what most catches my stuff is like the voices and that. It then comes guitar and then drums. Normally, bass tends to be last, but that's most
Because you can
people.
barely ever hear it.
Definitely not on this album.
Yeah, you can squint your ear as much as you want. You're not gonna hear it.
Yeah. Blackened is the best intro on this album. It's not only the
Hmm.
best, it's just the best intro Metallica's ever done. It's just nothing gets you more hyped. And then And Justice for All, like the lyrics, beautiful. It's probably their best lyrics on the album, if I'm gonna be honest. In that
Which one?
intro, And Justice for All. It's
Yeah.
the one that's got the most not only oomph to it for me, but it's the one where it's like, oh, I could see someone writing that for like a poetry class, and I know that sounds cheesy, but like that's
Well, we're coming
really
back to slam poetry now.
not slam poetry,
James wasn't done.
just poetry, and I don't care for poetry, but you get what I'm saying. Like this is something that is profound, is what I'm saying. Like you could show
Yeah.
this to an English class, and not be embarrassed by it is what I'm trying to throw down. Um, Eye of the Beholder is so good. It's like
Yeah, people hate on this song, and I just don't get it. I
I don't
fucking love Eye of the Beholder.
God, that solo
I
too.
it's repetitive, but it's to me it's repetitive in the perfect way.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those ones I'll take off, but that's most Metallica songs, so I'm not gonna fault it for that. That solo though, whew, so good.
Oh yeah.
And then one, I think it's the second best ballad they ever did. I'm not I don't know how to put this. I like one, like I really like it, but I do think it's a little overhyped in the um just a little overhyped, I guess is the best way to put. Like it's really good. And I won't lie, that bridge, whew, that bridge is just gets me hard and uh I still think it's a good song. Just it's iconic. Like there's nothing
Yeah,
else to
it's
say. But
it's it's iconic. Like it's impossible to like deny how much influence that's had on metal as a whole.
well, just like that,
Like it's huge.
that the part where the bridge where it's dun, 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 dun,
The
dun.
best fucking part of the
Well,
song.
yes, yep, that's the bridge right there. That part inspired Fear Factory, which I don't know, and inspired so many of these other industrial metal bands. So like just that there alone. And I think I think it's one of the best ones where like um because a lot of metal bands try to do this where like they try for some reason they try to make some instrument sound like a gun. I don't know why, but this happens with a lot of them, and I think Metallica is one of the ones that did it the best because it does sound like
Hmm.
machine gun firing.
It does. It's really good.
Darkness imprisoning me.
Representing me.
All I say,
Absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die.
Oh, and by the way,
Touching
this is the
myself,
one that does
but
the
in
like.
my holy
This is the one that does like feeling trapped in that so much better than trapped under ice. Like it does that so much better. The shorter straw, I'm kind of meh. I think I just don't think the mixing helps with it. I feel like if it
Yeah, I'm
had,
not a huge fan of it, but I do like the solo.
yeah, I think it's probably the weakest I'd say on the album, but it's just I feel like if it had bass, the bass was like actually hearable, it would probably be way better because like
Yeah.
it's just that kind of meaty song and it like I feel like it needs a bass. Um which it didn't
I
get.
just find it so incomprehensible why they cut the bass. Like Jason Newsted's
Yeah,
just a mean bass
killer.
player.
I don't know either. Harvester of Sorrow. So heavy.
Awesome.
Just love
So
it.
fucking cool.
Freudian's Vicinity. It's a fun song. The chorus is really good. The
Mhm.
riff is heavy
Oh yeah.
as shit. It does trail off a little bit at the end.
Sanity.
But, To Live Is to Die. This
Oh
is
yeah.
personally, I think, is their best instrumental.
Yeah, for sure. By far.
And I think it definitely lives up to Cliff Burton. Like it's one of the best songs when I think someone like when you think of a song that was written for someone, I would put this up as one of my top tens. It's something like that, you know. I think it does it.
Even just as a song as a whole, it's just so fucking solid.
Yeah. Dyer's Eve, I think, is really good.
Really good
the
too.
transition into that too is. I also think it's probably the most thrashy on the album, which there's nothing wrong with.
It is fast.
And that's solo. I should also mention with this album, it's the band's most like it's still thrash, right? These four here are all thrash. There's no arguing it, but this album is the most proggy album, which is probably a little bit of why I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
It's just it's a really good album, and it sucks because it could be so much better. You know?
Yeah, it's man, it sucks. It sucks so much that they did that. I don't even know why. Such a waste of potential. But you know what wasn't a waste of potential, what is in my opinion is Metallica's magnum opus is the fucking Black Album, which I was considering making a tier for it itself. But I think it'll land, emphatically in S tier. I know. This is where they sold out and became fucking normie music and shit.
Bullshit.
But I do not care. Bob Rock, them working with him was the best decision they ever fucking made. The fact that he pushed them to new limits when it came to like tone and shit. The reason why every song the guitars it's a giant fucking wall of sound is because it is literally hundreds of guitar parts and it like different tracks, all different amps with different settings. It is crazy just how much shit is on that album and how amazing it sounds. Like it is the closest thing you can get to like a blowjob for your ears. It is crazy good.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan.
I've never listened to Metallica like live, but from what I've read and seen and hear from people is like the Black Album is the one that sounds the most like alive, like them live is what I've heard a lot, and I can see that. Like it's definitely got. I don't want to say it's got the most energy, but it's definitely the most. I don't know. It's definitely their most well produced. Like I.
It is just so fucking good.
Yeah, it's a good album.
After like listening to it all the way through, I don't think there's a single bad song in there. I want to correct something that I said back in my Flying Beagle video. I said that I stopped listening after I think it was Of Wolf and Man because I thought the album dropped off. I was fucking wrong.
No, you're
I was completely wrong, 100%, because the last like what is it 3 songs on there are just absolute bangers, and I don't know why I thought that before. I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
That shit was so good. God That Failed is easily one of my favorite songs in their entire discography. That shit is so fucking good.
Yeah. So all right. So for me, the Black Album, it's a good album. Like I think anyone that's like, "Oh, it's not Mel, it's just bullshitting." Like, yeah, this is pop. This is what Britney Spears makes. Like, fuck you.
You
Um
know.
and I hate the sellout thing cuz they didn't sell out.
I
Um
don't get what's wrong with selling out. Why wouldn't you want your favorite band to have
yeah, to
enough
have
money
money.
to like be able
Yeah.
to afford to
I
make the shit they want to make? It's crazy, like how
it's
dumb people are
it's elitist being
sometimes.
elitist.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy.
here is where I'm going to differ with you. I do not think this is the Metallica's best album. As I've already said, I think that's Master of Puppets, and I even think Ride the Lightning is better for me. And this just has to come from, as I've gotten into heavier music, I just don't care that much for stuff that's not as heavy when it comes to the metal scene. But it's still really good, and I do love all these songs, by the way. And it's a very close S tier, right? But I personally would put it in A tier because you said it has no bad songs. I disagree. I do think it does. Enter
Which one?
Sandman is a fun song. I'll get into it. I'm going through all the songs. Enter Sandman is
Okay.
the intro's fun. It's so goddamn repetitive, so repetitive, and I know I can't say it's not a good song, but god damn it, after I was listening to it, I was just like, yeah, I don't have to hear that for like another 3 months. Like it's just
There was a time where I hated it, but I've come back around to loving
yeah.
it again.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I've never hated it, but I just, I don't want to listen to it for a long time, I guess is the best way to put it. Sad but true. And here's something that I think will, at
Oh,
least to me, prove to anyone that's like, later on in the album when I get some spicier takes. This is my favorite song Metallica's ever made.
it
It
is so
so good.
good.
It's and that's just proven. Like even though I prefer their more thrashy stuff, I can still enjoy their non-thrashy stuff because it's so good. And
It's like that fucking, it's like a punch in the face, dude,
yeah,
in the best way.
I love that
Like, it's so good.
when they pause for they go 1, 2, 3, 4 and then goes back. God, I love that. I don't know the musical terms, but that's one of my favorite parts of the song because it's one of those times when the band takes a pause and then continues that just it works.
They
Solos,
do the same shit in Harvester of Sorrow, and it works just as well.
yeah, but I think Sad but True it works the best. Um, Solo is just great, just nothing more to say.
I think every solo on the Black Album is good and and memorable, like distinct. They're memorable. Like I remember most of it,
Yeah,
like most of Kirk's solos on there,
yeah,
like note by note.
I'm pretty sure I don't have any where I'm like I don't like it. So Holier Than Thou, those drums, just this was probably Lars' peak of drumming. Like, just every drum on this album probably sounds, but especially for Holier Than Thou. And the lyrics on this album the lyrics on that Holier Than Thou are really good. The Unforgiven. And
Hmm.
here's a hot take. I like Metallica's ballads all the way up to one, and then I just noticed while listening to them, I don't like most of them after that. And The Unforgiven,
Yeah.
I just do not like it. It's meh. Like it's not bad, but I can't like it, and I know this might be a really hot take. I just don't think it needs to be on the album. But if there has to be one ballad, I'd rather have this one than the later one coming up.
Yeah.
However, I do think the lyrics are probably they're really good. There's no arguing that. There's so much soul to it, and I can get why
Hmm.
people like it. It's just not for me, you know.
I think the solo on there is just the best part of the song by far.
Yeah, yeah. The
Like
solo's so good.
it is easily one of Kirk's best solos. It
Yeah,
is incredible.
I'm not saying I don't think it's not a good song. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hit for me. Wherever I may roam, uh, I
That
love it.
fucking
That intro for
ooh.
some reason, I get just the whole song. I get so much Megadeth vibes from it. I don't know how to explain. There's so much like Rust and Rust in Peace didn't come out, yeah, but like there's so much. I don't know. There's just so much Megadeth vibes to it. I don't know really how to explain it. It's just that I'm reminded of Dave Mustaine. Um,
Well, I don't know. Well, personally, as someone who's not a huge Megadeth guy, I just think, wow, this is some Eastern type shit.
Yeah, which I should also mention, like Megadeth has used a lot of stuff like that before, which is probably why to me I'm like, oh,
A
you
lot of
know,
Eastern scales.
yeah, definitely Mario Freeman. That's kind of what he was known for a while. Well, not known
Hmm.
for, but it's something he does a lot.
Something in his arsenal that he does a lot.
Yeah. Um, I don't like the lyrics though, and this is gonna get to a trend for the next couple songs. And this is a song, even though I do like it, I, I think it's a little weak. Um,
I don't know what you're
don't tread on
talking
me.
about.
I
Don't
just
tread on me, dude.
I am not big on this song.
Oh,
Just to me, the lyrics are really cringy. They just come off as like American bro, like I'm so tough, and it's just like I don't like them. And
I don't know, dude. It works on me, dude. I
the
love it.
solo is amazing though. I'm not gonna argue that. And I just don't think it fits on this whole album as like because the whole album is talking about um like this personal strife in that, and then here just comes this like fuck yeah
Get
America, don't tread
off
on
me,
me, don't
bitch.
tread on my liberty. It's such a shock, and it's the like even though I don't like Unforgiven, I can still say like yeah it might still belong on the album. I just don't think don't tread on me, it just shouldn't be on there. Like I just don't see why it's on there. I don't
I
think they should
couldn't
get rid
disagree
of
more,
it,
dude. I
but
think Don't Tread on Me is awesome. It like they couldn't just get rid of it. I mean, the front of the cover has the fucking Gadsden snake on it. It would make even less sense if they got rid of that
well
song.
hold on a minute, hold on. I don't care at all about album art, so that's I still think you take that off. Who cares if the snake's not on there anymore for the art? The song just does not flow with the rest of the music, you know, and
I just don't know, dude.
that's the big thing.
I think it's
Now,
great.
I do think it would be a really cool single, but like I just don't think it belongs on the album, and that's not me saying the song shouldn't exist. I just don't think it belongs on "Don't Tread on Me." Honestly, not. I don't think it belongs on the Black album. I could see it actually working really well on like maybe one of the earlier ones, you know. But it just no. I just don't think it fits there. I'm also just not big on it. It's definitely my least favorite from that album.
No,
Uh, through
audience, I completely disagree. I do not endorse what he said. That song kicks ass, and it will kick your ass, and so will I if I listen to that song.
no, see,
So yeah,
see
so
it that
it's
exactly.
good.
It just gives me that like tough guy vibes, and it's like no, like never mind. Through the Nether is
Never, not nether.
through the never. Oh, I get it.
Through the nether.
Through the Nether. You know what? Screw the Nether. No, that riff. Oh, and the drums. God, and that
It's
solo's
so good.
great. And then it
The
goes
little
right.
breakdown shit.
That solo then goes right into the bridge. It's a good written song. Um, I also don't think lyrically it
On
fits,
through
but
the never.
see for
We must
me,
go on
for
through the never out
for
to
me, like
the
the Black
edge.
album.
Oh, the
For me, the Black album sets like these. I don't know how to call them, but it's just like the songs from like "Don't Tread on Me," wherever I may roam, and through the Nether, never. Oh my God, I said it again. Never. They just don't fit with it. But I still think it belongs on the album. I just don't think it's the best flowing part of it. Nothing else matters.
mm,
Do not care for. I know it's really difficult. That's all I've ever heard for it. At least the intro's really difficult. And I'm not gonna say it's not a technically hard song because I have no word to say that. That doesn't mean I like it how it sounds. It's just
I love
and
how it sounds, dude.
and see the one thing I could say about every song before this is it keeps the same beat and not the same beat, but you know what I'm saying. Like we're going through the same energy, and this song to me just gives the album the screeching a halt, right? That I just do not care for. Like
Yeah, I do
I
agree
would
with that. I'm pretty sure it comes after like "Don't Tread on Me." It's
no,
like
it comes
I'm
after.
hyped up.
I'm going through the list, so it comes right after Through the Nether. So
Still, like I'm hyped up right now,
yeah,
and
and
then
then
immediately
it's
it's just like, oh.
So if they really,
I still like the song though. I still
that's the
think it's
one I
really
think.
good.
If they were gonna remove 2 songs, that's the two I'd like to remove. Nothing else matters, and Don't Tread on Me.
I think the solo and Nothing Else Matters though.
Yeah,
It's
the
a rare
solo.
James solo.
Oh, like
It's a rare James solo, and it is fucking good.
yeah, it's good. I'm not gonna.
It gives me fucking goosebumps every goddamn
Of
time.
Wolf and
It
Man. Nothing more I can say. Great drums. It's a fun song. Just I love it. The God That Failed. I remember not caring for it when I first listened to Black Album, but coming back, generally supplies. I was really,
generally surprised.
I was really surprised because like I really liked it. Like
It's so
the
good.
bass is beautiful. And here's something for me actually. The lyrics were really good. Something that just
Hmm.
flew over my head when I first listened to it, like 2 years ago or three.
It's a banger song.
Kick Ass Soul, like it's really good. My Friend of Misery, love that bass. I do
I
think it
hold this opinion that the My Friend of Misery song has Dimebag influence. I think he may have been there.
didn't the Black Album. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I thought
there's a picture of James and Dimebag during like Master of Puppets. They weren't strangers during Black Album times.
yeah, but it was just like Cowboys from Hell, I believe, is really what threw him into the limelight of not only people knowing, but just like the metal scene as a whole. So I wouldn't be surprised if like they knew each other, but
I think that the way that the riff just like rolls around
oh
is
man,
just so
are, are
Dimebaggy.
you sure it's not like maybe something that Dimebag maybe took influence from?
No, no, no. This sounds. I don't know exactly how it is because I don't know what the fuck how music works, but I can like there are just certain things about different guitar players I can just instantly recognize, and that like the way that riff rolls around is just the most dimebag shit in the world.
Yeah, I actually honestly believe this should have been it should have been an instrumental. I don't know if you heard that the song was supposed to originally be, and then James jumped on and started putting lyrics on it. But I
Mm.
just, the lyrics are good. I'm not gonna say I don't like the lyrics, but just like I think it would have fit so much better as an instrumental. But
Yeah.
it's not bad because it has lyrics on it. It's just like I think it's a missed potential. I think it'd make the song better, at least for me. Struggle Within is the only thrash song on the album, which is fine,
Struggle with
completely
it.
fine.
It's too
But
far.
it's
Struggle with
it's
it.
so good, and it's one of my favorite outros from the band. It's such a good song. And see, I remember you talking about, to me the Black Album has a really good start and a really good finish. It's the middle that I just, to me, I can't put it in S tier because of that middle tier. I just don't love it, you know.
Man, I just
But it,
for me personally, I just think it's strong throughout, but I definitely get it.
like I do think it's a good album, and I think anyone that's like, oh, it's F, D, or even C tier is just like you're retarded.
Just objectively wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that. Before we continue, I gotta go pee.
Okay. Take a little intermission.
Yeah, a little, play music or something.
Yeah. Hey, audience at home. I've got a little croissant. It's pretty cool. I've had it for a few minutes, so it's a little bit stale at this point. But it isn't super cool. But it's pretty tasty.
One eternity later.
All right, intermission's over. Now we're on to load.
Load. So I have this fun piece of trivia about load and reload. I don't know if you know this, but these designs, these front
Oh
covers,
yeah, isn't it like semen or something like that?
yeah, for load it's blood and cum, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
like pressed between glass, and reload is blood and piss.
Really? Okay.
And I think that's why it's called load.
You know what? That could. I'm not gonna say that doesn't make sense. Can I just say I really do like the art of load. Like
hmm
I really
It
do.
genuinely looks really cool,
Yeah, it
despite the
looks.
fact that it's blood and cum.
See,
It looks super cool.
I wouldn't. I think of it like it flames. Like
hmm
immediately, that's what my
Yeah,
brain goes. Which is probably why they picked it. Like, let's be honest. But
yeah. But also just the fact that it's gross and it was the 90s, so being gross was what it was all about.
yeah,
But I believe
I'm
um
interested. Oh, can I say something real quick? I haven't listened to like most of the albums out here, in full. So this is the first time doing that for most of these here. So,
yeah, this is my first time. So
oh,
before what?
this is your first time listening to Load. I'm shocked by
No,
that.
no, no, it's not my first time listening to Load. Up until this point, my note taking was really I more of took notes from memory of like how I felt about it.
Uh huh.
This is when I
Right.
started getting actually serious about note taking.
Exactly. Yep. I agree.
And so I actually have things to say that I didn't really think that I did before. And like before anything, I'm just gonna rate both of them because I kind of grouped them together as one
Uh huh.
unit because that's what they are. But so I put load in B
Uh
and
huh.
reload in C
Uh huh. Okay.
because I think all of like the first half of load is very strong because I fuck hard with dad rock Metallica.
Uh huh.
I know it's very like not for everyone, but it is very much for me. It's very different, but I really fuck with it.
Mhm.
They get hella experimental
Oh
with
yeah.
their with everything, and it's again very different, and I get why people hate it, but I think it's cool seeing them switch it up so much. Try something new. But I noticed that quite a few songs have just meaningless or nonsensical lyrics,
Oh yeah.
and it makes a lot of the songs feel completely useless. But like still, it's
Yeah.
fine. But man, some of the lyrics fucking suck.
Yeah. Do you have any
Yeah.
like specific songs or anything like that, or your top three? I guess.
I had another thing here
Oh
about
shit.
Ronnie.
I just forgot. I think before that, can we just talk? I think I forgot to say my favorite from the Black album.
Oh yeah, yeah. What's up?
Just to say, "Sad but True," "Of Wolf and Man," and "The God That Failed," which I think is this exact same as yours.
Mine is holier than thou, the
Oh,
god that
holier than
failed,
thou.
and of
Okay.
Wolf and Man.
Oh, no, "Sad but True." Really? Okay.
It was hard. I even have like a little note down here that I literally love every single song.
Yeah.
So it was incredibly hard to actually pick.
Yeah.
But I mean I had to, but
That was.
I do love every single song on there.
Yeah, it's great. Anyways, so you can get back to Ronnie. You're talking about Ronnie.
Ronnie, I didn't like it at first because it sounds fucking weird when it starts.
Ronnie's on Reload, right?
It's on
No, it's
load.
on Load. I'm looking for it right now.
It's towards the end.
Right.
I didn't like it at first, but
Oh, I
as
see.
the
Yep.
song went through, I started liking it a lot more.
Mhm.
It started growing on me as I listened to it. I don't think it's a great song, but yeah, I think it's definitely pretty fun.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like the intro is like the intro.
Sounds like shit. It
Yeah,
sounds bad,
it's not great, but
but it gets better.
it gets a little better.
As it starts to build up and stuff, it improves.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you. You could go to Reload and I'll talk about because I have them
Right.
separated. So I'll.
All right, I have a little bit less to say about Reload, but yeah, if Feel doesn't make you hype as fuck, you're just objectively wrong. Like that shit slaps hard.
Feel, you said?
Yeah,
Uh
it's the first song on Reload.
oh, Fuel. I heard you say
Yeah,
Feel, and I was like, what
no, no,
fucking
no, no,
song
no,
is Feel? Yeah.
no
Yeah,
Fuel.
that song, if you don't it feels like
If it
there's
doesn't have you pumping your fist in the air, you're wrong.
yeah. Yeah.
You're doing something wrong.
You just don't have fun. Like yeah.
Yeah, and I've got one more note here. What the fuck is with the little goblin guy in Memory Remains?
Oh wait, I think I said something. I didn't say Goblin Guy, but I do remember it being like
To me, it sounds like a goblin.
yeah, okay, yeah, I know that song. I'm gonna mention something because God, it's a classic. Like I knew this before I even really knew who Metallica was. It's a parody song. I'll tell you about it. Anyways, what's your top 3 songs for these albums? Or if you got
Uh,
more to say.
no, I don't have more to say. Fuck, I didn't write that down. So I'm going to look through it right now, and we'll see.
Yeah.
So for Load, Ain't My Bitch is awesome. I really like that
Ooh.
one. King Nothing is awesome, and I like fuck um by the house that Jack built. I like that one.
I'm pretty sure I like that one, but I don't remember. And we'll get
And then
into
in
it when I.
Reload, we're looking at Fuel, Devil's Dance, and
Uh-huh.
Bad Seed.
Okay, yep. The pretty close there. All right.
Bad Seed Kickstick. All right, what are you thinking?
So here's my thing with Load. All right. I get it's dad rock, and I really appreciate them for experimenting. Just does not hit for me. Does not hit for me. And there's so I'm just gonna tell you right now. Ain't My Bitch. I remember listening to it and just going meh. Like I bet it sounds really good live. I won't lie, but it just doesn't do it for me. And then 2 times 4 or whatever the fuck 2x4 whatever.
2x4. I don't know
What
what
the
that song's
fuck is
even
that
about.
chorus? Like what the fuck? And it's not great. I do not like it. In the house Jack built. Oh no, just no. Why is he? I just don't get it. It's like 6 minutes long. It doesn't need to be that
Yeah,
long. Until Sleeps is a cool song. You know, I
I
actually
like it.
you know, if someone was listening to that, yeah. King Nothing is really good.
It's really
I
good.
wouldn't put it anywhere near like a top 20 or 15 Metallica, but like it's still a good song. You know,
Hmm.
it's just it's fun. It's good dad rock. Like here is where I think people have the most right about it, like being fun, good dad rock. Because to me, yeah, Hero of the
Yeah,
Day,
it's just fun, useless music.
yeah, Hero of the Day, meh, it's fine.
Yeah, I just wanted. Yeah,
Bleeding Me, meh, it's way too long. Uh, way too long, 8 minutes or something like that, which is just
yeah, it's too long. I like the riff though. It's very
yeah. You know,
very cool.
I didn't talk much about the riffs because I don't know. Just for this album, I don't like rock, so I can't. Well, no, I do like rock. Let me take that back. I don't listen to that much dad rock, so I can't
I
really.
don't either, but
I can't,
it's more of just how like experimental they were with effects.
yeah. Well, my
It's
point
just
was,
really unique.
so I can't go off of technique, and since I can't go off of sound, I didn't really mention it because
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't really like the sound, you can't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Compared to like you can talk about technique if you know technique, no matter what. You know that's what I'm trying to say. Like it just I don't think I should be talking about a riff when I don't listen to dad rock. So I don't think it'd be fair or really assuming because I haven't gone out to see what I like in dad rock, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
um
No thanks on the Nickelback.
yeah, Kier, just no. Just
Yeah. Nope.
no. Poor Twisted Me, what are these lyrics and what the fuck
Yeah.
am I listening to? Just
Here and Poor Twisted Me are the point that I wrote down the useless lyric shit. I looked up what Cure is about and I still don't know. It's just the
so
most useless song of all time.
um Wasting My Hate, uh
Stupid.
edgy. That's just why I had here, edgy.
Yeah.
Which like I listened to some edgy music and even I was like, it's just it comes off as like I'm not like other people. And it's like shut up. Mama Said. And
He's a
this,
bigger guy.
if I remember correctly, Mama Said is like a ballad of some sort. And it's nice. I like it actually.
Also,
It's
that's another song that made me cry like a pussy
yeah,
dicked
it's
bitch.
one of the few ballads where I was like from Metallica's later stuff where I was like, "Oh, I really like that." Like I thought that
Hmm.
was a good choice. Ronnie, I met on. Oh, I forgot Thorn Within because I met on that as well. The Outlaw Torn, cool intro. Kirk solo is great. I think this is a good song. It's super underrated. I know it's a long song and you know, but it's so like it's just good. Like I would listen to that
I
unironically.
noticed in the Outlaw Torn that James like voice and like just vocals as a whole just have gotten a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if it's James had like a shouty singing thing, and then by like Black Album, he's doing less shouting, and then by Load and onwards, it's like I think James actually learned how to properly sing.
Yeah.
But he's still the one thing I'll say about James is he has like two ranges and that's it, which is he's great at those two ranges. But if you ever notice him try to go out of it, that's when James sounds really bad. And I
Yep.
think I can get more into this on Saying Anger. But yeah, for
Saint Anger is where we can point out everything bad with Metallica
well, not everything
because
bad,
it's this spotlight of shit
yeah,
on their career.
it's really shit. King Nothing, Outlaw Torn, and Mama Said are my top three for Load.
Mhm.
Reload. I thought I would come in here and not like it, but honestly, Reload was actually fun to listen to. I would still play at C tier because I don't know, there are some bad songs, but the songs that are really good on Reload, like I actually really like. But it does have some really bad ones. So
Yeah, personally, I think Load's better, but
yeah, I'm a more Reload guy, but I can understand why someone likes Load more. It's just I don't like Dad Rock, so I'm not gonna like some of those like smaller songs that I can't say are bad. I just don't like, you know.
right, yeah,
So here comes Reload. Feel, it's just iconic.
of course.
Give me feel, give me fire, give me that
can't
which I
not
desire.
like it. You can't not like it.
So the memory remains, right? There's this one song from this guy like named Rucka Rucka Ali or something like that, and it's this whole song called I think it's called James is Gay.
Yeah.
I completely forgot this was on Reload, so I heard it. And I just started going, Lars is gay, Kirk is gay,
is gay.
but most important, James.
But the gayest is James.
But I actually really do like the song. It's catchy as hell.
But
But
the fucking goblin ruins it for me.
I don't hear the goblin. I just hear James like
Yeah. It's fucking weird, dude.
when the
It's
worst
so
is
bad.
it's now that I'm thinking about it, it sounds like he tried to do a Mustaine one, but like more up in the Mustaine has like a nasally one. It's like he did that, but was like no nasal is my best way to put it. It's not nasally, which is weird for how he put it. Devil's Dance, God, that bass is so juicy.
It's so
The
good.
the solo's fine. I don't know. I don't know technique wise, but just it didn't catch me up. Unforgiven 2, cool lyrics. I don't know. I don't think there
No.
needed to be any Unforgivens afterwards, which I know is a hot take.
And the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, why did we need another one?
Yeah.
What's the point?
I don't get why we need it, but I understand there's a lot of people that really like it. Better Than You. It's meh.
Yeah.
But the fact that it won a Grammy is insane.
It did?
Yes, it won a Grammy.
What?
Yeah.
It was not that good.
Yeah. Yep. You're
What the
exactly
fuck?
me. And I don't know.
What?
I knew this information that was a song from Reload won the Grammy, right? So I thought it was Field, right? So I was
It
going
should have
looking,
been.
and it was Better Than You. And I didn't even listen to the album at this point, right? So I think that might put a little bad taste in my mouth. But even taking that out, like it's meh. Like it's just basic.
Yeah. Not very good.
Slither, just
I forgot I even listened to it.
it sounds kind of like GNR had a baby with Metallica. It sounds like Guns N' Roses had a baby with Metallica. It's just bad. I don't like it. Carpe Diem Baby. I probably pronounced that wrong, but it's got a cool riff and it's a fun song. I do like it. It's a good song. Bad Seed, fun song. I think it's a little
Really fun.
repetitive, but it's still a
Yeah.
good song. So if it's not made clear, the first like 3 songs off this album are really good, and then it hits a dry patch, and then once you hit Carpe Diem Baby, it to me at least it starts getting better. Bad Seed's good. Where the Wild Things Are, and we're right back to just like meh, like mediocrity.
Yeah.
Prince Charming is just fine, but it does have a cool bridge. I do like the bridge, but everything else was just meh. Low Man, just no. It was so boring. And like, why am I here? And it was so long.
So long.
and here's
Way
the thing.
too long.
I listen to long songs.
so
I
long,
want to make
dude.
that very clear. Like, I like long songs. My problem isn't that the song's long. The problem is it's long, but it has nothing to do. It doesn't.
It's long, but there's Nothing interesting about it.
Yeah, it doesn't use its time, you know. Attitude, meh, and then Fixer, meh. So I do think the album closes bad, but I do think when the songs hit, I do think they hit well. The top songs are Feel for Me, um, The Memory Remains, The Devil Dance. I don't know. Maybe I will not lie. Maybe it's just the nostalgia of listening to that parody that makes me really like it. You know, but I really hope
Lars
I
gay.
really hope he put that in the video. By the way, that I'm going. Lars is
I'm gonna.
gay. It's
I'm
so...
gonna do it.
Kirk is gay, Robert's gay, Lars is gay, but the gayest is James.
It's bad, but in a good way. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's time for Say Anger.
Oh boy. I wrote down a little quote that I think you might find relatable. And it's trying to find the 3 best songs on Saint Anger is like trying to find the 3 best pieces of shit in a septic tank. Now, this was a very difficult task.
Yes.
Near impossible, I'd say.
Uh-huh.
My notes end there. I actually didn't do anything for anything else. But I think we can put this in F tier because Saint Anger sucks dickhole.
Mm-hmm.
There's no denying that. There's no disputing that. It is a bad album for so many fucking reasons. It sounds like trash. That goddamn snare. James's vocals are way too forward in the mix. It's disgusting. I think Kirk has one solo, and it's a liberal use of the word solo because it is barely that.
I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure there's no solos on the album. That's at least what I've heard. There's not a single one.
There's one hint of what could maybe be accidentally misconstrued as a solo.
Yeah.
And that is just sad. It's almost like Kirk just isn't even there.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's no solos because that's something they talk about in the documentary, which I haven't watched, but I've seen clips of. And I'm
it does not make them look good though, dude.
No.
Like,
yeah.
I cannot believe it. I think it's like Lars or some shit is like, we're not gonna put solos in it because it'll make it dated.
Yeah, because there was a lot of popular metal at the time that like didn't have solos. But what they ignore is, first off, there was also a lot of popular metal that did, and like it wasn't that new metal didn't do solos. It was that there was a point in the music with thrash and death and all these other ones that like solos like it. Fans would see your song as not good if there was no solo in it, right? And what I do think new metal did good at least in this aspect, is they very much were like, hey, not every song needs a solo, right? And I think they did that very well. But I think Lars, being the fucking glue sniffer that he is, mistook that as they just don't like solos anymore. It's like, no,
people don't want solos.
It's not that we don't want solos. It's like there are solos sometimes in songs that I actually truly believe they don't ruin the song, but they shouldn't be there. Like they have no need. So I'm ready to get started with mine. Your top 3. I almost forgot.
Right. So my top 3 are and this is hard. I'm thinking Saint Anger, Dirty Window, and Sweet Amber.
Okay.
None of them are good.
Yeah, none of them are good.
Most out of them.
So all right, here we go. So Eric, before I would have put this in F tier, but I've been talking to Mikey, and I honestly think this is the best album.
There's no way.
No, fuck that. It's Apple. Mikey's got to me, so that's someone we know who's really into Metallica. Like
he is a Saint Anger stan.
But when we talk about Metallica fanboy, like stands that shit, and he loves Saint Anger.
I was a Metallica fanboy.
He's a major one, but God, I can't stand his take on Saint Anger.
It's atrocious.
It's just bad. And I want to make it clear. I was reading I was on the website Genius. Sometimes I like to go down it just to see the lyrics, because I don't always like the colors shaking, and I don't know how to explain it. I don't like looking at the lyrics sometimes on Spotify. I guess it's the best way. And I was reading one of the comments, and there were so many comments in the like almost all the Genius ones weren't about Saint Anger being bad, but it was about people apologizing for it. And I just want to say, fuck you. Fuck you to anyone that did that. Now, I should mention that people that go on Genius tend to be like really big into this bands, at least from what I've noticed on the metal scene. Like, you don't see people that go to it that like don't like the song. Is the best way to put it. But holy shit, some of the takes that people like, there was one person that I heard said this was the best song male, like the best one that Metallica put up there with Ride the Lightning. And I was just like,
What?
wow.
No.
Just wrong.
It does not matter what genre of music is your favorite. This does not even hold a condom to
Yeah.
Ride the Lightning. This is not even close.
So here we go. I'm gonna go through it song by song. Frantic. Hello Snare. Welcome.
Yeah.
God, it's got this
It's
like,
not leaving.
it's got this muddy sound to it that just, I hate. But like, it's not that I don't like muddy sound, because there are sometimes when they do muddy sound good, but it's muddy not on purpose, and that's what makes it bad.
It's a bad muddy.
You can make something sound muddy, but like good. But it's like, it's muddy, but it's clearly like they didn't mean it to sound that way, you know. And
It's so crazy to me that these fuckers had Bob Rock again. Remember Black Album, Bob Rock, and I don't for people who don't remember, fucking Dr. Feelgood, Slippery When Wet. This guy is a fucking legend with production, and somehow he let Metallica shit out Saint Anger. I'm pretty sure he was like the only one who actually played bass on it. He played on that album too, and somehow he let that shit come out. It's insane to me. It's actually crazy.
I'm just gonna say this about Bob Rock. The one thing that makes Bob Rock really good is, like, at the end of the day, like, unlike some producers, he'll be like, "It's your album," you know. And that's, from what I've heard, that's what he did with Saint Anger. So,
but
I know
that contradicts the fact that, like, the reason why the Black Album sounds like it does, not even from a purely production standpoint.
Oh, no.
It's because of Bob Rock. Just he was like, "Hey, you guys should try something new."
No. I'm not saying Bob Rock doesn't suggest things, but he doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't push, but he, like, at the end of the day,
he doesn't micromanage.
Yeah, at the end of, like, I remember seeing a quote from him saying, like, basically, like, look, it was their album at the end of the day, and I don't agree with all the choices they made, but they were very keen on it. So,
how the fuck?
Yeah.
How?
I just
Even Lars, whose eardrums have been destroyed, surely, how could he, like, hear that and be like, yeah,
also, I'm gonna mention
that's good. That's good.
Saint Anger. I'm gonna not lie. Load, Reload, Saint Anger, and there's one more I'm gonna get to. Just Lars can't drum in those ones. Well, at least it's not that he can't drum. I just think
Not as well.
his drumming took such a backseat.
It's not as impressive.
It's not even not
important.
impressive. It's like definitely Saint Anger. It's depressing. So let's go into that now. Saint Anger. God damn it, the trash can. There's so
It's
much
so
to say.
bad.
You flush it out. You flush it out.
You flush it out.
I hate that lyric. It's
Saint
so bad. Anger around my neck. I should mention, you said James.
Never gets respect.
You said James's voice was too up in the thing, which I don't know about that. Well, all I know is that I don't know what the fuck James was thinking about, because James, like, on later albums, you can hear him sing, and I don't know if this was like just he was trying to go for a singing style he's never done before. But Jesus Christ, this is like, if someone says James can't see, this is their best one to put up, because it's not good. It's
He
not.
can't sing like that.
He can't sing, and the worst. This is where I talk about him going for notes that it's not that he can't hit them, but he can't hit them pretty. And if you can't hit notes pretty, you shouldn't be singing them on an album.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But no, dude, that adds to the charm of the album.
No, it doesn't.
Because it, no, dude, because like it makes it sound more turmoiled, like how the band was at the time, dude. It's like a time capsule of their
Okay.
struggles, man.
I will say I can get behind some bad singing on some bands, but I can't get behind here, because I guess probably I never knew this, but now that you're saying it's more up in the mixing, that does make sense to me, why, like, it's so more piercing, because a lot of bands that don't have good singers, what they do is they put them in the back. So you can't
Yeah.
you can't hear them as well. And you know, with Metallica, who I've at least noticed is James tends to be more back. I just think his voice is just really loud that it sometimes comes off. This album, now that you said that, yeah, he's clearly up. Some Kind of
He's
Monster.
he's turned up way too high.
I'm not gonna lie, Some Kind of Monster. The intro, I remember being like, okay, this could turn into something, and then boom, shit, just instantly.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
start to go, oh, okay, maybe it was just a fluke.
Maybe they've got something here.
And then the lyrics, oh, so bad. Dirty Window, that bass change is just not clean when it changed. It's just not. It just does not sound good. Invisible Kid.
Yeah.
Invisible Kid.
It's so
Never
repetitive.
seen what he did.
God awful.
It's so stupid.
My World. Now, I want to make clear the vocals are a terrible thing throughout. My World, the only thing I have here is just, what the fuck are these vocals? Like, that's
Yeah.
the only thing I have because they're bad. Bad. That's just that bad. Shoot Me Again, it's not awful. It's not good, right? But compared to the whole album, I actually enjoyed listening to it because it actually sounded like something, but it just I don't know. I felt like it had potential, but was snuffed. Sweet Amber, fine, but it's not good. Like it's
Yeah,
not good at all,
It's not good.
but it's fine. Like it's not good. It's still awful. I just mean it's fine in the awful. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's at
Like I
least
said, trying to find shit in a sewer. It's
yeah. I can
it's not easy.
if someone says they like at least one song off of Saint Anger, I can understand Sweet Amber, even if I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I can understand it, even if I don't care for it personally.
While I was listening to the album as a whole, it sounds like shit and it is bad, but I can, in some kind of twisted way, understand why some people would like it. But I don't know, dude. It's just such an ugly album
See,
in every way.
to me, I think the album actually, I can understand why more people would like the album if it was fucking shorter. Like, it's a long album.
It
For
drags
shit.
on.
Like, if is there even one 3 minute? There's like, I don't think there's a 4 minute song. I think all of them are 5 minutes or above, which is insane.
Rushing length, dude. It is
Like,
nuts.
The Unnamed Feeling. This is actually the first time where the vocals are fine, but everything else is bad. Purify is just boring and bad. All with My Hands. Why is it 8 minutes? This whole album is shit. And then at the top of it, when I put like what tier I wanted to rank it, it's just so I wouldn't mentally forget, though I don't think I would with this one. I just said I just want to listen to good music now. Like, I want to listen to good music. Top three for me, I don't know. Unnamed Feeling, Shoot Me, and Frantic. I don't know. It was hard. I gave up at this point naming top three songs. It didn't matter which one you picked. All of them are shit.
Yeah, it's just so hard to pick like the best one because they're all bad.
Yeah.
None of them are good.
You can't pick a best one when none of them are good. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
And okay, so thankfully your prayers were answered and we did actually get something good in Death Magnetic, which I think, being the nice fresh breath of air, I'm gonna give it a B. Because, well, I don't particularly remember too much from this album, it was nice on the ears. It was definitely a nice little return to form. And especially one song, Suicide and Redemption, absolute heater, I think. It's very good. But that's really all I gotta say. I think when it comes to my favorite songs on here, I'm thinking Suicide and Redemption, probably Day That Never Comes, and probably That Was Just Your Life. Because I think most of the songs on here are actually pretty strong.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot stronger than I thought.
Yeah. So, all right. This album, I think it's good. I would put it in B tier. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. You know, I honestly thought it was gonna be in our C tier, but like I actually really, I did enjoy it. That Was Just Your Life. Too long.
Yeah, it is a bit long, but I think it's pretty fine.
And end of the line, it's good, but also so long. I'm gonna say this. It wasn't Death
This
Magnetic,
album's
but it's
songs are consistently long.
yeah, they're consistently long. Broken beat and scared. Cool intro, stupid lyrics. It's fun. The Day That Never Comes. I like the intro. It has a cool chorus. The bridge is really good. It's got dope ass solo in it. I think it actually is the first song that deserves its length on the album.
Mhm.
Like it definitely like it earns it full. There's not a single second where I was like, oh, it's too long. All Nightmare Long again. This is where I think the album starts like really showing its greatness, or at least it really starts to show potential. You know, this
Yeah,
could
All Nightmare
this
Long was a lot of fun.
yeah, it's heavy. It has a heavy intro. You know, it could be a little shorter, but it's just fun. It's fun, but it's not fun in like, oh, that's a good song. It's fun and like it's just okay. You know, a little meh.
Yeah. It's
Unforget.
not Saint Anger.
Yeah, it's not saying anger, and it's not load and reload levels for me. So you know the bad songs on load and reload. I mean,
Yeah.
Unforgiven 3, cool solo.
Again, it's
There's just
so
not much after
useless.
that. I just don't understand it. Judas Kiss.
I just don't know why they keep carrying it on.
The bass is so good. It's a fun song, and the singing is actually really good. I was actually shocked by how much I liked that one. Suicide Redemption. It's a cool instrumental, and My Apocalypse. I just don't think it's needed. I think it should have been cut off. Like I don't think it's awful, but I just think it does drag the album down because like it just why I don't know why it's there. Like
Well, thankfully, it's the shortest.
yeah, yeah, it is the shortest.
Unfortunately, a significant amount by like a full minute.
Yeah, whew, so much. Um,
That's a lot of time in
yeah.
a song.
Top three. The Day That Never Comes. All Nightmare Long and Judas Kiss. You know. Um,
Yeah,
I think that's
it's
where.
it's a strong album. I definitely
Yeah.
disregarded this one a lot before, but
Yeah.
a few of these might
I
actually make it
think
on
it's
with some
got
playlists.
it's one that most of the time I've noticed personally that albums do really good in their intros and outros, but their mid sections. This is one of the albums I would point to as an example of like its intro and definitely its outro song isn't great, but its midsection is pretty good. Definitely like
Yeah.
I would definitely say its midsection is good. Yeah, there's only one song I'd consider part of its midsection that I don't like. So there's that to it.
Right, yeah. And then we've got Hardwired Self-Destruct right here. To be honest, I was just listening to it today. I think it deserves a B too, honestly. I don't think it's as good as Death Magnetic, but I think it's also pretty strong.
Yeah.
There's something strange about more modern Metallica. I don't think it's as special as their older shit, but modern Metallica definitely still kick ass. Like, you know, they still know what they're doing, even if it's not as ass kicky as before. It's still good.
Yeah. Yeah. Top three songs.
Top three songs. Probably thinking Hardwired. I mean that one's just fast. That one kicks ass. I think it's the first fuck that we get in Metallica's discography. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah. Something like
Anti Savage was kind of cool. And probably Halo on Fire.
Okay. So for me, I actually like this one more than Death Magnetic. I'm gonna say it does have its faults, but this album to me could be A tier, but it's held back by one thing. And here's where I'm gonna start. I think the first disc is great. I like every song on it. It's fast, it's fun. Atlas Rise is just so fun.
Yeah.
Now that we're dead, it's just a fun song. James is singing really good. It is a little repetitive, but who cares? Moth into the Flame. This is something throughout the whole album. James's singing is just really good, and
It's improved
it's got
despite
a really
how old
nice
he
riff.
is.
Yeah, Dream No More is fun. Halo on Fire. I like this one a lot actually. Bridge 1 is a little weak, but when Bridge 2 comes in, it's fine. But the solo really makes up for that. I think it's really good. It's got a dope outro. Confusion, it's fine. It's a good song. Uh, but so Halo on Fire, I'm pretty sure is the last one because it goes. There's like 6 for the first one. I'm pretty sure. So maybe it's not the last one, but at least Hardwire, Atlas Rise, now Word to Die, Moth and Flame, and Halo on Fire, I all think should go on. Here Comes Revenge is just it's fun, but like I just don't like it on the album. I got bored with it, and I did get bored later. Am I Savage? It's just not for me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Murder
feel that.
One, I like how it's a tribute to Lemmy. I don't know if it fits really, and I don't know. It just felt weak is the best way to put it. Spit Out the Bone though, goddamn, what a way to like. Oh, it's really good,
Mm-hmm. It
And
just slaps hard.
to me, if you cut everything but on disc 2 except Spit Out the Bone, this album would be A tier. And by the way, if you did that, this album comes out to 44.32.
God damn.
So like it becomes so much shorter. I think it becomes their shortest album actually, marrying where this one Kill 'Em All lands. But that just shows to me there's a lot of fluff in here, which is why I can't put it in A tier, right? But
Mhm.
to me, it was actually really enjoyable, and I can see why. Because I remember this being a really loved album by a lot of people, and I can see why. Like
Mhm.
it deserves its praise to me at least. Top 3 songs for me were Halo on Fire, Spit the Bone, and Atlas Rise. Hardwired was really close, but I just think those songs have a better edge to it.
Yeah. It was definitely their it was Metallica's triumphant return.
Yeah, it
And then
was,
yeah.
it was a good one.
Mm. And here we've got the last one, 72 Seasons. I at first was not too big on it. I thought most of the songs were pretty forgettable and not very good, but upon listening to it more, I actually really like this album a lot.
Mm.
And I give it like, I don't know, I'll give it an A because I do think most of these songs are actually pretty good. Maybe a little too long. Most of them are a little bit too long for what they are, but I still think most of them are pretty strong. I think that in the future, if this ends up being Metallica's last album, I think it's going to end up being a lot more appreciated later on. But like, there's just something about it. I think it's going to become a lot more special than it is later on down the road for whatever reason. There's just something in me. But I think most of the songs are pretty strong, if not a little too long. Spitting bars over here. But yeah, that's pretty much most of it. I just think it's good.
Top 3.
You Must Burn. I like that one. Inamorata and Loxy and Crown of Barbed Wire. That shit's good. But I like most of the songs on here.
Yeah. So Eric, I could not disagree more. I hate this album. This was the second hardest album to get through for me.
What?
Yeah, it's just bad, and I feel so bad to say this because I did not like it. 72 Seasons, no, just no. And I'm not gonna lie, James does not sound good on most of this album. I guess is the best way to put it. And
Yeah, wait, no, dude, hold on. I have to leave. Hold on. I got to disconnect. Yeah.
Bro, didn't want to hear these hot takes. No, I'm not gonna lie. This album did not receive great reception, and I am one of those people. I can't with this.
I get it. I do definitely get that.
Shadow Follow, just oh my god. The length is bad, but I think what makes it worse for me is so much of it is generic. Oh. And later on in the album, I'll get into really things. Screaming Suicide was the first song where I was like, okay, finally, something interesting. I still don't love it, but I can at least be like, okay, it's interesting. It's got unique progression. Okay, cool. Sleepwalk, it's got a cool intro. That's it. It becomes boring after that. You Must Burn. They ran out of fucking riffs. Jesus Christ, it felt like they were just like, let's do Sad But True, but like a Walmart version. And then just in the middle of it, like at like 3:28 or something like that, they just decide, oh yeah, let's just be Black Sabbath for like a good minute. And then let's go back to that god awful Walmart version of Sad But True. I dislike this song very much. It's not only is it unoriginal, but it doesn't sound it doesn't sound good. It's unoriginal and doesn't sound good. How? Lux Eterna is really good. I actually really do like this one.
Mhm.
Just shocked about that. You really liked Crown of Barbed Wire. It has a nice intro. It didn't need to be 5 minutes long. Just could have been like 4.
So the video for Crown of Barbed Wire, fucking atrocious. One of the ugliest videos I've ever seen in my life, and I've watched Salad Fingers.
It wasn't bad, but I don't know. Chasing Light was just meh. But if Darkness had a son, like, why is the intro a minute fucking long? It's why it doesn't need to be that long. And can we please use a goddamn
It's so
different
long.
riff? It's like the same riff for most of the song. And then when they it's so boring. I hate it. Too Far Gone. It's just mid. That's all I can say. And Rooms for of Mirrors is just meh. But here's something. I really do like Inamorta. Like the last track.
it's strong.
It's really good. I think it's gonna be a really underrated song.
It's the first 11-minute song that I'm like, yeah.
That's your
Alright.
first ever 11-minute song where you're like, yeah, I can name thousands of bands that made songs longer than that. But,
Well, I don't think I even know 1,000. That's not true. I definitely know 1,000 songs, but
I'm just saying,
I don't know.
maybe
I'm
listen.
not, as someone who does not like, songs that are in the double digits in length, I did actually really enjoy the entirety of Inamorata.
I mean, I think it was good. It deserves its length. I'm just saying, like, maybe listen to more prog. Or
That's not
because
going to happen.
you should, because God, they're so Opeth is so good, and I'm gonna make you have to listen to it.
Okay. I'm gonna listen to Opeth, but do you know Masayoshi Takanaka?
That sounds familiar. Yeah, enlighten me. I'm pretty sure I've heard them before, but
So he's this Japanese music guy, and he has been making shit for a long time, since like the 70s. And his music is just like it's the musical equivalent of just chill, of just like what life could be. It is just some of the best music I've ever listened to. I have listened to this guy's entire Spotify discography more times than I can even count.
I'm
Just casually, just like playing TF2 or just doing anything, I'll just have this guy on in the background.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it a listen, but I don't expect anything because I don't listen to music passively. Well, I do, but like, it's definitely not what I do most of the time. I don't know. We'll see. But with Opeth, if you actually are interested in listening to something, I'm gonna have to give you some albums to listen to because I don't think you should jump into some of them. Because if you don't like their sound, you're not gonna like their sound from jumping into them. Because they didn't get lighter, but they got better production wise, and just like in my opinion, they have more scene and it's more accessible. It's my best way. It's not better. It's just more accessible. And don't listen to their prog rock. It's not bad, but like you come to Opeth for their metal. You don't come for their prog rock. So don't worry. If you're actually interested, I will give you a list of the albums I think you should listen. And if you like those albums I give you, then listen to the whole thing. But anyways, my top 3 songs. We got off track.
Very off track.
Cut that later, Lux Eterna, Screaming Suicide in Immorta, but yeah, I just did not like this, and I was just ready to be done with that album, and I don't know.
I think a lot of my enjoyment from 72 Seasons was just knowing that I'm finally done with this. I'm finally done.
And maybe
this is the final peak.
I would say it was fatigue, but I know it isn't because I had the exact same reaction when I listened to it for the first time. So, you know, for some of these, like maybe Load and Reload, I'd like better if it wasn't just straight. Though I don't know because those were the first two I listened to that day, so probably
Yeah.
not. But you know, I just know for sure, like no, I just don't like it. I, I can get why someone likes it, but I think it is criminal that you have it at A and it's above fucking Kill 'Em All. That's just criminal to me. And it's not, and I'm not one of those people that's a purist that's like, oh, really? Like, no, I can understand someone having something above Kill 'Em All. I just don't think it's that album. Like Death Magnetic or
Yeah.
Outright Self Destruct. I completely understand someone putting that above Kill 'Em All. This album, the album I think is the second worst they've ever made. No, like
I just I'm thinking just for my enjoyment of the riffs, how it all sounds, just all that for me personally, I really like how it's 72 seasons sounds and all that.
yeah, and you know this is what I think I find so beautiful about like these kind of videos is just like, yeah, you're just seeing people's opinion and how people's opinions differ. I remember earlier you said you thought we were gonna have a very similar we weren't gonna have a very similar one. I remember you saying that, and honestly ours shaked out pretty similar, you know.
Yeah, they were pretty similar. Yeah.
I mean we have our differences like everyone does, but I have a more, I don't know if say rounded, but I have a more less like you there, I see spots more loaded, but also
Yeah.
to me I will admit flow is a big thing for me for albums. Like for songs, no, I don't care, but we're talking about albums here, right? And the whole purpose of an album is to listen to every song, right? So flow and like a song should feel like it should belong on that album, right? That's a big thing for me. uh I can
Yeah.
overlook that if the songs are really good, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
and there's like a couple songs that don't flow. I can overlook that, but it's just no. Probably another big difference just between us is just we come from different places on the
Different
spectrum.
walks of life.
Well, no, I just
Different, yeah.
I just mean spectrums of heaviness, you know, like
Spectrums of autism.
I like your definition of heavy is sometimes so light to mine. Like
Yeah, I've
it's
got my little pussy opinions.
it's not pussy veins. I didn't mean it like that. They're just like,
Yeah.
what was it? You called one of the songs one of the heaviest things you ever heard, and I was just like, I don't know about that. Like I would never call Metallica the heaviest thing I've ever heard. They have some heavy hitting stuff, but like the heaviest, ugh, I don't
Come
know.
on, dude.
I don't know about
Fucking.
that, bro. I don't know how you can say that and then like have a band like fucking, what's their name?
Oh, no one's coming to mind? That's crazy. Because
No.
Metallica is number one.
No, fuck you. Pantera. How the fuck you can
Oh,
say
okay,
that? Like Pantera is
okay, okay.
objectively heavier. And that's not even,
Pantera.
that wasn't even the band I was thinking of. I can't remember. They're like a, oh fuck, what's their name?
Okay, well, Pantera. Okay, Pantera are the undisputed champion of heaviness.
Nope. Just don't agree with that either. They're heavy and they're really a good introduction into heavy music, but the heaviest, no. See, the problem is a lot of the bands that I've listened to are heavier. I wouldn't say they're better. Heavy does not mean they're better. It just, my point is like they're not heavier. They're just, you can think they're better, you know.
Well, if you want heavy, you gotta listen to fucking Rammstein. I'll tell you that much. That shit is good as fuck.
See, and this is where I don't know. Do you think Rammstein? I don't think heavy. I think groove. They're very groovy, but heavy, no. They're good. I like Rammstein a lot. But heavy? No, they're very groove oriented, and that makes them really good. But I would not say heavy. Like,
I don't know. Just for me, Rammstein makes me move violently in a way that
right.
no other band
It
does.
makes you groove. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how you could call Rammstein when Lamb of God exists. You know, like Lamb of God is so much heavier than Rammstein. this is pointless. I'm just talking about. But my point is just like we view things differently. So, but
Yeah.
I knew Metallica because I know the other videos I have in mind. I'm hoping to do with you, right? Like I'm hoping to do one with Megadeth. So if you can get through that, I know I'm doing it, but I would like it to do it with you too.
Yeah, I can definitely try.
Um, Personally, I think Dave gets better singing wise. I don't know if you've listened to their most recent albums, but at some point, Dave actually gets a voice. Now, it's not the greatest thing you've ever heard, but it's like
But it's better.
But I'm also not gonna say I don't like Dave Mustaine's voice because I do.
Yeah, I didn't at first, but it's kind of grown on me after I've
Exact.
listened.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
it just has to grow.
I will say on an objective level, it's not very good, but I really like it. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Now you're starting to sound like me last year when I was talking to you about Megadeth. That's exactly what I said to you. Objectively,
that's exactly
it's
what you
not
said.
good. It's not good. You cannot say it's objectively good.
It's not good.
But like
But
on technique and anything else
There's
like
room
that.
to love it.
But it's so goddamn like I said it too. Like not only is it because Dave writes almost all his lyrics, but it's just like like Wake Up Dead. I cannot see that in anyone else's voice, and I've heard so many covers of it, and none of them do it like Megadeth does it, just because it's that snarl. And Rust in Peace, I'm sorry, have Hetfield sing that. The album just does not go as tough. Like it's still a good album, right? You can change people out for Dave Mustaine. The problem isn't that the albums get bad. Like I don't think they would for a lot of the artists. They just aren't as good because yeah, it is an acquired taste, but it just fits for the songs. Like
Right, yeah. 100%.
I will agree.
That's the way that I feel about Kirk Hammett in Metallica, you know. Without him, it's just not right.
Yeah, and I can get behind.
I'm thinking of making a video just like in defense of Kirk Hammett or something.
Yeah, that would be
because I think people take a shit on him way too much.
Yeah, I don't shit on him. I do personally think I would like a Metallica with Dave Mustaine in it. And I really hope, like, if there was a world, my dream world would be Dave stays with the band, but Kirk somehow still is in it, which I know makes no sense because the only reason Kirk got in. But, you know, just
still,
Dave, because what I love about Dave
that work
is his riff writing. Like, his riff writing is what just...
God, could you imagine the fucking riffs that we could have had if James and Dave worked together on a full album? Holy shit!
Well, like Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning has a mixture of Dave's influence. Well, Ride the Lightning has like 2 songs that you can tell are definitely Dave Mustaine probably wrote some of those riffs like on those songs. But
yeah, I'm not talking about
there's
that.
An influence,
I mean...
but on Kill 'Em All, I'm sorry if you listen to Killing Is My Business, Business is Good, and then you listen, like, I don't know how anyone can go away and be like, oh, he did nothing important. Dave was the lead guitarist. I'm not saying James didn't do anything, right? But Dave wrote a lot of those, and I will say it's really scummy that they did take his riffs, because he said don't use it, right? And they did. And they didn't even change it a lot. Like, if you can still hear it, oh God, I love Megadeth.
I still really think Four Horsemen is better than Mechanics. Mechanics fucking blows asshole.
Fuck you. The Mechanics is one of my favorites from them.
It's not great. It's just it's not. It's not.
It's so much faster.
I enjoy Four Horsemen better.
Yeah, I'm a big Mechanics fan. I prefer Mechanics over it, and I think that just can honestly show it. You prefer more slower down, and I'm not always a speed guy, but like I'm listening to thrash, I want speed, you know. Not that I don't like slowed down bits, because slowed down fucking slaps. I like doom metal, so it's not that I don't like slow riffs, it's just
I like my music to slam me in the face.
I like my music to make me feel aggressive,
but slowly,
to an extent, because like Opeth, what Opeth does great to me is it's not...
I like good music I can beat my wife to.
It's not whiplash, but no, what it does is like I feel like I want to go murder someone in like one riff, and then the next riff I feel like I want to go cry. Like
Yeah.
that's what makes Opeth so good to me is like they are the definition of a volatile, like so emotional, and this is why to me no genre gives as much emotions as metal does. Like if there's one way to describe metal, it's just every genre
Emotional.
has emotions, but it's so harsh. Every emotion is harsh, and it's just right up there. It doesn't matter if it's sadness, anger, guilt, whatever the fuck emotion you want to put, right? It's all just up there. While a lot of other times, like a lot of bands and artists, like they take time to get to that, but a lot of metal, it's just like it's just up there. And not to say there aren't songs that like do that, but you kind of know what I'm saying, right? Like it's
Yeah.
so like it's up in your face, and it's so relieving. Like I
Mhm.
know a lot of people when they hear it, they just go, "Oh my god." But
And
to me,
that's why I don't understand why you don't like Linkin Park. It's like that shit is nothing but emotion.
yeah, no, I see. Here's the thing about Linkin Park. It's not. They just don't click for me. But I understand it, and I do completely agree their emotion. And it's one of those bands where it's like, yeah, I get why people like it. I think it's just for me, they're not heavy enough when they need to be heavy.
Oh,
That's what
dude.
gets me, is they're just not heavy enough. And I'm not gonna lie, if I probably listened to Linkin Park before I really got into heavier music, I probably would have liked them. I don't know. It's not that I dislike them. I just don't care for them. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Linkin Park," and I just go, I'm never gonna be like, "Oh wow, that sucks." Like if someone throws Linkin Park, I'm not
N-
gonna like spit
No
in their
sane,
face.
no sane human being would ever, say Linkin Park sucks, but you know,
I
because
don't.
that would just be heresy.
Yeah, but I don't. I don't know. I don't vibe with it fully. But I'm not the biggest new metal guy. Like I like Slipknot, and like that's really it.
Yeah.
If I well
New
Corn,
metal is one of those genres that's just like
I can get behind
there's not
Corn.
much there.
Well, no, there's a lot there. It's just
Well,
there's
I
a
mean, there's not much there that's that very. It's not good. That's very
yeah, there's
good.
a lot of shit, but you can find like there are some songs I found from bands that I'm like, oh, I don't know I like, and it's that. I think a major problem is like with most subgenres of metal, like the most popular ones are like they're not the best, but they're like good. They're still good most of the time. The most popular bands, and in new metal, other than Korn and Slipknot, oh, I fuck heavily with Deftones. I take that back. I fuck heavily with Deftones because I was thinking about like who would I say would be the big four. I don't know if I put Deftones, but definitely be Korn and Slipknot. I'm tempted to put Limp Bizkit because they're really popular. I
Limp
don't,
Bizkit.
I don't like them. I don't think they're good, but they're really popular. They're like Anthrax, but I hate Limp Bizkit. But you know what I mean? Like it's just I used to like Disturb, but I've gone back and listened to some of their stuff. I can't with them anymore. Like I don't vibe with it. New metal is definitely the one that and like power metal. I can't get into power metal,
Yeah.
and it's not even that I don't like clean scene. I love clean scene. It's see Iron Maiden is probably the furthest I like to go with that kind of stuff because Iron Maiden power metal to me sounds like Iron Maiden but on crack. Like it's
Yeah, pretty
so
much. It's just like Iron
it's
Maiden is just like so like influential. It's just like if I hear anything that sounds like it, it's all I hear.
yeah, that's what I know a lot. I remember listening to a lot of people talk about it, and it's I don't know a single power metal band that I know of that hasn't took influence from Iron Maiden. You know,
It's just
which
huge.
is they're huge, they're really influential, and like say what you want about them continuing to make music when they have nothing to say and they're not good. I
Iron
couldn't get
Maiden
into
is cool.
I couldn't get into Judas Priest. I'm gonna stop recording by the way. Um,
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.